Welcome back to another film study. Today we're doing Quinshon Judkins, the running back out of Ohio State. If you're wondering about the headgear, it's because you guys hit our goal, so I appreciate you. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, gives Cooper some more treats for the bag, but let's get into the tape. I think everyone's going to love about Judkins is his ability on first and second down. He's a very effective rusher. Obviously, running back, Ohio State, you love to see it. But here he turns what would be a negative play into a positive gain and then is able to split a couple of defenders. So we're going to freeze it right here. You see both of his blockers get beat inside. They're slashing upfield. And instead he is able to put his foot in the ground, make him miss, and then work his way up the field. He's not dancing around back there, just having fun. Next up, this goes without saying, but he has some very solid vision. A lot of young backs you see trying to figure out in the gap scheme, trying to figure out where their holes are going to be. Judkins knows where his run game is supposed to go, and he follows his blockers extremely well. There's no decision there. You see him see the hole, get skinny through it, and then try to make a move on the safety. It doesn't work out, but it's good to see a young player like this already have a good feel for where his blockers are going to be. This is going to translate very well, and I think he can be effective whether in a gap or a zone scheme. Ohio State runs a little more gap at this time. Let's get into the fun stuff. Quinshon Judkins is a lot of fun at the contact point. I have directly in my notes here, creates bad angles pre-contact and delivers on them violently. So in this clip, very obvious to see, makes a defender miss in the backfield. It's going back into that elusiveness and just sheds right off of that linebacker. Let's watch it again. Just soak it in, enjoy it. This running back class is nasty, and Judkins is one of many on a list that could be a top 50 pick. We just got to work on some third down stuff. And this is the third down stuff that I'm talking about. He's not going to get on the field unless he can become at least an adequate pass blocker. See him come here, squares up. Listen, that's a big fella. I'd submarine him too. But you can see him put on his scuba gear, dive under the water, and he is just chopping at knees. This probably could have been called an illegal chop block if 70 had gotten over there quicker. That was the only pass block snap that I saw during the Oregon game. Moving on to Penn State, we see another just submarine diving at ankles. Judkins is a big boy. He's listed at 6 foot 218. What are you doing here? Just square up with the guy, make solid contact. Maybe it's something Ohio State's coaching him. Obviously, we don't have that inside scoop. Here you see a little bit of squares up with the guy, establishes contact. He lunges a little bit too much, so you want to see him engage and drive the feet. Instead, you see him try and deliver that knockout blow, and you see defender jumps off of him and ends up still almost getting a little bit of pressure on Will Howard there. Not ideal, not going to get him on the field quickly, but maybe there's room to grow, and with his size and his willingness, we could definitely see some improvement there. All right, here's some positives. You see him be sometimes an effective target out of the backfield. Look at him catch a ball in space, catch with his hands, break a tackle, spin, make his way upfield. That is what you want to see with an athlete of Judkins' caliber. Fortunately, we're going to get to a couple of clips here that show some of the lowlights and some things that he needs to improve on. So we go back to the catch point first. Look, sticks the hands out, doesn't look like T-Rex arms. He's able to catch it away from his body, bring it in, and secure it before contact. Conversely, let's take a look at this one. Penn State up 4, 2nd and 5. You want to see Judkins be able to be an effective check down for his guy. You see him get a little awkward there, work the scramble drill. Great job working the scramble drill and moving with his quarterback. There are positive things to take away from this that Judkins, if he can clean up these little things, could be very effective. So look him get past the defender, work his way upfield. Just, he's not that tall. I get it. Let's move over. 2nd and 9. See him work out of the backfield, catch it. This was ruled a fumble, so not ideal. He looks a little awkward securing the catch at times. He's not always this fluid receiver. He's not an Ashton Genty. He's not a Bucky Irving. He's not Jahmyr Gibbs. But he can catch. He was effectively used at Ohio State. We're talking about totals of 15 or more catches every single season in college. It's great to see that. I just want to see him evolving in that next level and going from, yes, sometimes he can be a check down if you have to, and see him move into a true offensive weapon and use that athleticism in his route running rather than purely when he has the ball. All right, we got another great contact balance one to show you. I think this is the strongest part of Judkins' game. It's shoving off defenders and moving through it. I talk about balance. Turf Monster does jump out and get him, but that'll happen playing on a grass field. You love to see him find the hole, read the blocks, shed. That is a gnarly, gnarly stiff arm. Let's watch that one again. Quinshon, this guy's mom is probably at the game. Don't be doing that. That's rude. But no, you love to see it. Going to be a very effective between the 20s rusher, and we'll also see a couple of goal line touches there. He has the size, he has the vision, he has the fluid hips. You just got to get him on the jug machine for a little bit. That's okay. We can work with that. This is where Judkins is at his best. If there is a hole, he is finding it, he is hitting it. I am going to play another clip here. We're going to point out, like, maybe there's a little bit of vision concerns, but 9 times out of 10, he's finding the hole and hitting it. So freeze it here. It doesn't take glasses to find this, all right? It's wide open. It's very well blocked. We don't need to be Velma out there.
Hey, my glasses! I can't see without them. They should be around here somewhere.
It's still encouraging to see there's no pause in his movement. As soon as he finds the hole, there's an immediate burst through it, and then he makes the defense play by slashing upfield. A lot of the complaints with DeAndre Swift when he was coming out, like sometimes he likes to be an east-west runner. Talk about Saquon Barkley, he's always looking for the home run play. Judkins sees the hole, hits it, works upfield. Not a lot of wiggle out there in space, but it's a Big Ten defense. These are future NFL players. We won't hold it against him. He's just not always going to make the highlight play. A lot of the time he's slowly chipping away at you. Death by 1,000 cuts. Alright, just showing this one because I feel like I have to. I think this was just a blip on the radar, but you can see there is an effective hole cutting to the backside B or C gap, and instead you see him, so right about here, could have cut back, instead decides to keep trucking through. Again, I think this is just a blip on the radar, but worth noting, he's going to be fine. Alright guys, that does it for our Quinshon Judkins film study. Again, positives. We're talking about a very effective between the 20s rusher, great vision, good top contact balance, very effective at the contact point, able to make defenders pay for trying to tackle him. We just want to see a little bit more on third down, so if he ever does evolve that part of his game, he's going to be a very effective fantasy football back. I think that in your dynasty drafts, he's going to be somewhere off the board in the late first, maybe mid to late first. That's in your super flex leagues. In your one quarterback leagues, he's somewhere between 104 and 106. Really appreciate you listening. Be sure to like, subscribe, send this to a friend. And this video is done because somebody commented on the last one asking me to do Quinshon Judkins. So if you want me to do somebody else, if you have thoughts, you think that I'm way off and Judkins is the RB1 in this class, or you think that he's the RB10 in this class and stinks, would love to hear from you. We're all trying to get better at this. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.